Okay, so this is also a story about the Bal Shem Tov, and you need strong kishkas for this story.
Oh, great.
And
we just had ice cafe.
Strong kishka.
So it's about the verse. It's the same kind of idea, but it's like the story is called "Where There's No People." Basically, on a paraphrase on the idea of like where there's no people, be a mensch. So where there's no mensch, be a mensch.
Yeah.
So and it's about the verse of the daughters of Tzlofchad, and the story goes like this. So when one time the Bal Shem Tov came to a town called Stanov, and from afar he saw a great light, and he stood for a moment, and he focused, and he saw that the whole light is coming from one woman in the city. And when he came to the city and those important people came to greet him, he said to them, "You should be ashamed because I saw great light from this town, but the whole light is coming from this one woman and not from even one male." Sorry. No, yeah. So he said to them, "Do you know from which woman that light might be coming?" And they said to him, "Of course. There's this woman who's called Afrum Rivla, the righteous woman." And he asked them to bring her over, but they said to him, "We don't need to call her. Don't worry. She's going to come and ask you for tzedakah." This was already after the Bal Shem Tov wasn't so poor like he was in the beginning. It was already more known, so he was getting tzedakah from other people. He can give it over to other people. And the next day after the davening, the Bal Shem Tov says, "I see that she's on her way to me, and she's planning to take from me 40 golden coins. And you'll see what's going to happen." And this woman came, and she said to the Bal Shem Tov, "I really need you to give me a generous tzedakah because there are many sick people in this town, needy people in this town." And he gave her 4 coins, and she didn't say anything, just made the face and like don't do me any favors. She didn't want to take the 4 coins even. And so he gave her another coin, and she wouldn't take it. And he said to her, "Who made you the gabbai of tzedakah here, the collector of tzedakah in this town, to steal from the charity box of the whole community?" Wow, the Bal Shem Tov to say such heavy words. And she didn't say anything, and she didn't get insulted, and it didn't make any impression on her because she was super humble, just like the dust that we're praying to be humble in Shmoneh Esrei every day. And she didn't walk away from the insult until he was forced to give her 40 coins. And in the evening, she came again and she said, "There is one doctor here who is very, very sick. Please pray for him to heal because he's really in life danger." And the Bal Shem Tov said, one adulterer less in the world. Wow, again, for the Bal Shem Tov to say such heavy words, nobody had ever heard the Bal Shem Tov talk this way. And she said to him, "Who said that he's an adulterer?" And the people who were there kind of started making faces, and he understood, and he said, "Well, am I right or am I right, right?" He said, "Yeah, you're right. He's the biggest adulterer in town." And she continued to say, "Well, but there's no clear evidence about him. And even if there is, he is an Ama Aretz. He's not a religious person, so he doesn't know the severity of prohibition, of the godly prohibition. And if he would know how much God opposes to it, he wouldn't do it." And the Bal Shem Tov heard what she had to say, and he said, "You're right." And he said, "You should know that what you had just said came in favor in front of God, and he's on his way to heal."
Wow. Oh. Okay.
Wow, right?
Yeah.
Unbelievable story.
Yeah.
What do you think, guys?
So the Bal Shem Tov saw that he was on his way to heal. The
Not yet.
adulterer. Who
I
was it
think that what I see in this story very strongly is
Mhm.
that, first of all, this whole conversation is happening in front of the whole city, or whatever, all the important people of the city. And everybody there has to make tshuva.
Okay.
And everybody has something to make tshuva on. We all have something to make tshuva on. So he basically wants to teach everybody two things. He wants to teach everybody to make tshuva.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to teach everybody they should learn to fight for one's, like a lawyer for the other in God's court,
Mm-hmm.
to be able to say about the other, well, but they don't know, but they're too weak to whatever, be more righteous, right?
Yeah.
And he wants to teach everyone also, for everybody to see how she's fighting for the people, right? So
Okay.
so it's like he could have given her the 40 coins and nobody would have learned anything,
Right.
right? And he could have said, okay, I'll pray for him, and nobody would have learned anything, right? But also when the Bal Shem Tov says something like that, it sounds so much, right?
Yes.
Like,
Really opens up your eyes.
right.
Whoa.
Right. You know how it is when you come to tell somebody don't marry someone?
Mm.
I basically stopped telling people don't marry someone because they don't really want to hear it, and when they're at the step of right, if they're at the step of getting married, usually, not always, they will not listen to you anyway,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
and they will just, whatever. They'll probably cut bridges with you.
But it's far better if they ask you with kind of curiosity. It lets you know they're not sure.
Right.
If they're not sure, then you of course can have
Right.
influence. But if they're positive,
It depends on the stage where they're at, right? If they come to ask you, maybe it's going to be a little different.
yeah.
But many times, people are at the stage of like, well, I'm marrying this guy, and you want to say something, but it's not going to help anyway. Whatever, this guy, this girl, it doesn't matter. And you want to say something, but they're not going to listen anyway, right?
Yeah.
So what would Pinchas do?
What would Pinchas do?
You would
So,
spear them immediately.
one time, I'll tell you a story. One time we had this woman. This was the most far out story. When we had the shul in Sfat. So one time we had this guy. He was helping us around the shul, and he pretended that he was very rich. And we had our suspicions about him. But we figured, why should we embarrass him? If he wants to hang out, okay. He was helping us here and there. We gave him a key. One time we came to the shul. We thought he was sleeping there, But we figured, okay, if he's stuck, he's sleeping in the shul. Why should we embarrass him and make him feel bad about it, right? So he's sleeping in the shul, whatever. So anyway, then he says to us one day, I'm dating this woman, I'm marrying her. Okay, fine. And I invite them for Shabbos. It's supposed to be, I think, like almost a pre-wedding Shabbos or something, right? I invite them for Shabbos lunch. And at that Shabbos, I had another friend who told me that she came all the way from New York because she was dating online somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And she wanted to be at our Shabbos, that Shabbos too. Anyway, she comes to my Shabbos table, and then she says to me, he's the guy. And he's there with his fiance. And this woman is there who's dating him online, is also at my Shabbos table.
The same guy that's getting married.
Yes.
I guess that was really
Yeah.
the share.
Only the electronic world could that happen, right?
That's so bizarre.
Right?
Yeah.
So
He wants
anyway,
to make sure
she
he has
comes
a
over to me
backup.
to the kitchen. She says to me, listen, this is crazy. This guy is the guy I'm dating online. What's he doing here with his fiance? And
Oh my God.
Came a long way for nothing.
I think you told me.
yeah, I've told the story before.
It's a
This
gift.
is the first time.
Anyway, yeah, so obviously her eyes were open, but the fiance's eyes weren't opened.
What?
And she went to one of the biggest rabbis in the country at the time, the biggest rabbi in the country who died later. And he blessed her, and he said he doesn't see women. She sent her brother for a blessing, and the rabbi blessed the wedding. You know, why is she going to listen to us if she spoke to this greatest rabbi, you know? Anyway, she married this guy, and at the wedding, there was very expensive bottles of wine as a gift to every, like 100 shekel bottle gift for every guest. And the next day, like everybody knows he's a part of our congregation. So the next day after the wedding, I start getting phone calls from everywhere. You know, the guy's not calling, answering us. The guy didn't pay this. The guy didn't pay this. The guy didn't pay that. He didn't help pay for the wine. He didn't pay for the wedding hall. He didn't pay da 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 da.
Oh, I remember.
And the woman he married was quite wealthy. And
Did he abandon her too?
anyway, and he was supposed to make a Sheva brachas at our community. And, you know, I wanted to make him the Sheva brachas like it's supposed to be, but he said, no, you've been hosting me all this time. I want to pay for the Sheva brachas. Okay, fine. So we said we'll do the Sheva brachas at the shul and he'll get a catering. And I get a phone call also from the catering, you know, like, what's with the money? What's with the money? He still hasn't paid for the Sheva brachas. And I'm calling him and he's not answering. And all of a sudden she calls me and she says, he called me and he said he's canceling the Sheva brachas because his wife had a heart attack. So I call and I say to the wife, you know, like, how are you? I heard I had no heart attack, you know, like, what's the story, right? Anyway, from there, the story rolled on and she figured out, you know, that she made the biggest
And then
mistake.
she had a heart attack.
And then she
Yeah.
something like that, yeah,
He could have been the baby with the lime face.
right?
Wow, I was there.
Yeah. But why am I telling you this story? You know, because it's like you really never know when to fight for truth. You know, I started saying, you know, you want to tell people, you want to warn people. You never know how much and where and when and how. It's like such a difficult decision, you know, that many people are not going to listen. You're just going to end up speaking Lashon Hara, and it's not going to help anyone, and you're going to stay with the
Sometimes you
yucky
have
feeling.
an obligation.
No. Like in this case, it's not like she didn't. They spoke together. These two fiancés, they spoke together. One wanted to, you know, get it together and understand, and the other one just wanted to close her eyes on it.
Right. Wow.
So it's like
It depends how long they've been in the dating world.
It's also because I was gonna say sometimes you just want something so badly.
Yeah.
Right.
You just,
Yeah.
Right. Right.
And you ignore the signs.
Because you like you want something.
So I would, you know, like it brings another thought to my head. You know, like sometimes Hashem is playing the role of Pinhas or Eliyahu in our lives. You know, kind of like doing something really rough to like cut something from our lives. It's really, really painful, but it's much less painful than it could have been.
Afterwards.
Right. Right. Like the first fiance, it was painful, but at least you didn't go through with the wedding.
Right.
And the woman who did go through with the wedding, she was so heartbroken, you know.
Yeah.
So, and so much in debt afterwards too, and you know, like, and et cetera, et cetera. So it's like really to see how Hashem sometimes is playing the role of Pinhas or Eliyahu in our lives.
How they
And
pay off
listen
the
to that
debt. I'm
voice.
just curious how they pay it off.
It doesn't matter. I don't remember.
I remember the details.
Yeah, but
Well, if you know how you pay it off, let me know. Because I'm going to see.
Wow.
This is when reincarnation comes in. Who knows what happened in the previous world?
Yeah, you just have to worry about this world.
I am.
Right.
You can believe in reincarnation.
I am
I believe in it, but let's just worry about this world.
I am believing.
Well,
I am.
meaning that we don't always know the reason for why
But-
things happen.
Stay present, so when you come back, you're back.
Right.
So I just want to say to you something else that he writes here very beautifully. He says, when the assertiveness and the courageousness come from the world of softness, like, you know, the feminine world of softness, something in the system is wrong.
Wow.
When a woman has to take upon herself, on her shoulders, the operation of collecting tzedakah for the community until to the extent that she knows all the adulterers of the city.
Yeah.
It's bad news for the city because it means that the community is not doing its job. The administration of the community is not doing its job well enough. Think that we're talking about a very masculine world. In our days, it's already like, women are everywhere, and still women are not so much into tzedakah collecting for the community, right? But generally speaking, and even more so in those days, and still, and there are some worlds that are very heavy for women. Nowadays, women are in real estate and everywhere,
Yeah.
But some worlds are very heavy for women and very inappropriate for women and demand of women to, so to speak, wear the pants. And even in the marriage, sometimes I see so many couples where the woman is forced to, so to speak, wear the pants because the husband is not doing his role in the world, right? So it's like, so we want to also see how we implement this idea of Pinchas's assertiveness into our personal lives, not just into the world of tzedakah and whatever, but even within our marriage life, our marital life, our personal lives, our personal growth. Where do I become a Pinchas towards myself even? Where do I become a Pinchas in the sense of cutting out what's wrong for my life and bringing in what's right into my life? Educating myself sometimes a little bit in a rougher way too. I need to figure that out,
Getting off of addictions.
when is my Pinchas moment towards my own soul?
Mm-hmm.
That is also something to think about. Like sometimes every concept we see in general, I want to remind us what the Ari says, which is so beautiful. Everything you see in macro, look at it in the micro. And everything you look in the micro, look at it in the macro. Right? Try to translate everything from a collective learning to a personal learning, and from a personal learning, try to implement it in a collective learning also. It's a very important teaching that the Ari left for us.
I just want to say, prophecy is probably not a good word for before, but I don't think it was just confidence that he had. I think he was certain of something. He felt certain because he was gambling with a whole lot had he been treated by God as you're done.
Or even just the people.
Right. So he really had what's rare in terms of leadership. Most leaders are thinking that they know what they're doing.
Right.
This guy actually, as far as I know, he was certain that what he was doing was better than what they had.
Right.
He made a difference.
Right. We're also talking about Moses's leadership versus Pinchas's leadership in this parsha.
Yeah.
Right? And Moses is this leader that is acknowledged as a leader, versus Pinchas that very much relates in my vision to the idea of malchut, of how do I become a leader that is not acknowledged as a leader. Doing the right thing makes me the leader, so to speak, right? It's like you can be the prime minister and not do or not do the right thing, right? And you can just be a random person who is carrying millions behind him. Like the Rishner. There's a beautiful story about the Rishner Rebbe, also from almost 200, about 200 years ago. That no less, no Rishon. This is like around the Tsar of Russia, like 1920s, 18, before the
Revolution.
before the revolution, yeah, and
Open the door so they know that it's the next hospital coming in.
and he was when the Tsar came, so he would like arrest some people, kill some people. So everybody knows that the Tsar is around. Don't mess with the Tsar, right?
Right.
When the Rishner came to the same city, everybody was coming to greet him with candles and with so much love. And the Tsar got so scared that there was somebody so powerful, he arrested him, threw him in jail. So
Felt threatened.
yeah, same thing with the Balatanya. Why did they arrest him? Because they saw that he's a leader. So you could be the Tsar of Russia, but then the small Jew can be intimidating to you, right? And this is like the ratio between Moses and Pinchas. And each one of us can ask ourselves, it says that Mashiach doesn't know. It's very interesting that we're talking about Pinchas, or the Eliyahu is the Gilgal of Pinchas, right? Because the idea is that Eliyahu is telling us that Mashiach is coming. Do you know that Mashiach doesn't know that he's Mashiach until he's actually coming?
It's a wake-up call.
Yeah. In a way, what it's telling us, you all have Mashiach inside of you. Each and every one has the potential of being a Mashiach. But what does it depend on? Are you going to find your Pinchas inside yourself?
I feel like sometimes you have those moments where it's like you feel like it's like shooting at you.
Right.
The Pinchas.
Right. So you could be a Pinchas as a father, you can be a Pinchas as a husband, you can be a Pinchas as a grandfather, and you can be a Pinchas on a bigger leadership community level. Right? It has many layers to it. And we have to keep looking for all those Pinchas moments in our lives.
And it's hard. It's hard because that's not who you usually are. And you have all these people around you that could kill you for doing what you've just done.
And embarrass you.
And
tell you that you're the most.
It doesn't matter.
Right. And tell you that you're the most arrogant one.
Yes.
And the most whatever snobby one and I don't know what, right? But you're going with your truth full force. Right? But then check with yourself, is it real? Is it holy?
Yeah.
Well,